All right, good morning, good night, and good evening, my motherfucking royals. Saturday evening here, and I just got done recording like almost an hour-long video, and so the crown is a little, tired, but we're gonna push through and put out this video. So just an update for y'all. I had told them like I'm gonna work at McDonald's one more week. I originally had told them not to put me on the schedule, but they did, and God was like, Jordan, just work it. And so I'm gonna give it one more week. After that, my current plan as of right now is to I guess get like a rental car or something like that and just drive somewhere and either put my stuff in storage or something like that and just be homeless until I figure something out. And I know a lot of people are like, what? Like, to me, being homeless really is nothing. The first time I was homeless, I was in high school, and I had gotten in trouble for blazing the green, if you know what I mean. And so my mom had taken my phone away, but this was a little bit later on, right? So I had gotten my first job and I got my first paycheck, and I was like, I went to her and I was like, here's my money, like here's the money. If I pay my phone bill, can I have my phone back? And she said no. And so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go get my own phone then. And so from there, everything kind of like went downhill. And eventually what happened was her and her boyfriend at the time, they changed the locks on the doors so that I basically couldn't get in. And if I wasn't home by a certain time, then I was pretty much SOL, shit out of luck. And so I was working a job, and I worked 5 to 10 p.m., right? And they would call the police and tell them that I was a runaway. Yeah. Hey, hold on one second. I'll be out in a minute. And so I'll just take that as confirmation. And so I worked 5 to 10, and they would call the cops and say that I was a runaway. So then they would come to my job and take me back home, and I would have to wait for the cops to leave so I could jump out the window and go back to work so that I wouldn't get fired. And yeah, so then pretty much I would just get off work and I would either have to sleep outside at the park on a bench or in one of the laundromats in the neighborhood. And that absolutely sucked. But one day I had asked one of my friends, I was like, yo, like, could I stay with you? And he said that he had asked his mom or whatever, and that they said it was okay. So I started hanging out with him, or I started living with him, and I was grateful for that, even though it was 4 of us in the room that we were living in. Like it was crowded in the room, but at least I had a roof right over my head. And so fast forward to the end of the senior year now, and basically it's like a huge argument, and everybody's like, I didn't say he could stay here, I didn't say he could stay here. So then I ended up having to leave again. And at this point I had been dating a girl for a few weeks, I think, and she had asked her mom if I could come stay with her. And her mom did say yes, that I had to pay rent. I had rules to follow, obviously, but her mom was addicted to drugs, so like I would give her money for rent, and then like the next day she would be like, you have to give me $200 more, you have to give me the next rent, like up front, or you have to get the fuck out of my house type shit. So I was like taking loans and shit like that to try to give her this money. And then eventually, like, I was just like, I gotta leave, right? Like a bunch of stuff happened in between, and so I ended up leaving. I ended up going out of there, and in the apartment building she lived in, underneath the stairs there was a water heater closet. And so, and this wasn't a part of anybody's apartment. This was like leading to the apartment. And so there was probably like this much space in between the door and the water heater. and then on the side of it there was probably like this much space where I could squeeze through, and there was basically enough room on the behind the water heater for me to sleep, for me to curl up into a ball and sleep on the ground. And so I did that for a while. I would go down to the ocean front because I'm from Virginia Beach, kind of, sort of, but I lived in Virginia Beach, so I lived like a mile from the beach. So I would just ride my bike down there. I would, stay there, talk to homeless people, like stuff like that. And then at this point, like I think my sister was in a youth shelter at the time, and like I was talking to her, and she had told my mom that I was basically living on the street, and she said that I could come back, 555 as I'm saying that, and I just got a notification. She had said that I could come back, and so I did, and then I ended up getting my own place. Like, fast forward, I end up losing the place. I end up homeless again. And then like fast forward again, like I joined the army, I get out, I'm homeless, right? I can't go home, God says. So then I have to find somewhere else to go. Luckily, somebody was nice enough to let me stay with them. Then I went to go help my friend. We got kicked out on Christmas. And then I was homeless again. And then, I went down to Texas, where I endured pure hell for 10 days. And then I came back here. And like, even so, like being here, like this isn't my house, and I know I can't stay here forever. So even being here, I still feel homeless, which is the craziest thing. Like, internally, I feel like I'm a billionaire, a trillionaire. I feel like I have all of the abundance in the world, but whatever. And so yeah, so that's to me, it's not that bad. To me, it's not that serious, right? Like, to me, it is what it is, right? And so like that ties into like having faith, right? Like I always know that, like, no matter what, God is going to be looking out. God is going to make sure that I'm all right. So even if I do just go somewhere random and I have to wing it, I have to figure it out, I'll always know. And that leads into it, right? Like, how am I supposed to preach for everybody to have faith if I'm not leading by that example, right? And y'all know I practice what I preach, right? I tell y'all to meditate, watch what y'all eat, work out, take care of yourselves, watch what you put into your ears. I tell y'all that physical possessions don't mean anything. Like, half the time I walk around looking like a bum. The shoes that I wear to work every day are falling apart. They have holes in them. My clothes are like splattered with like paint and shit. I hardly ever buy myself anything, and my entire life I've pretty much lived by the rule that I should be able to pack my entire life into a duffel bag. And so for most of my life, that was the case up until I joined the army, and then I got more shit. So now I have some stuff in storage, but like here with me, I can pack everything into my 2 duffel bags, right? And I can, be outie. But so, I wanted to talk real quick about the whole social media situation. Some people had asked me, how do you protect your social media and stuff like that? So basically, you can just ask God to do those things for you. You literally can just be like, God, creator, source, the highest of the high. Can you protect my social media, protect my videos, protect my pictures from any, psychic attacks, any negative energy, any jealousy, anything like that, right? And that also ties into with social media protection, is posting y'all's kids on social media. Like, there are not just like real life predators, like there are spiritual predators as well. And like, not everybody on your friends list is your friend. People that hate you follow you too. People that want to be in your business so they can know what you're doing, so they can plot against it, are following you too. And so that's why they say, like, if you find out you're pregnant, don't go around telling everybody, because you have no idea who wishes ill towards you, that's going to try to send you negative energy so that you lose that child. And so a lot of times what'll happen is like kids will be like exhibiting like sickness, or like stuff will be wrong with them, and then you take them to the doctor 1010, and the doctor's like, I can't find a problem, I don't know what's wrong. It's because they are under spiritual attack. And as a parent, like you are in charge of spiritual protection of your children as well as physical. Obviously, you already know that. And so like my children, I have a direct link from my crown to theirs, like constantly shielding them in a protective shield of light. So like I'm constantly trying to protect. So y'all, that's something to be aware of. The next thing that I want to talk about is like social media in general. Social media is targeted, right? If you have ever watched, there's a documentary on Netflix, it's about The Social Dilemma. Go watch it. They talk about basically how the algorithms are pretty much designed to keep you engaged. They are designed to keep you enslaved. 1111. So the algorithms for Facebook, for Instagram, all of that are designed to, they analyze everything. They analyze how long you look at a post. If you like the post, right? They'll be like, oh, when we show certain things, this person looks at the screen longer, this person is on the post longer. So what are they going to do? They're going to keep showing you that stuff. And basically, they say that their algorithms have you figured out to like a 90-something% certainty. Well, they are certain that they have you pegged down to a 90-something% that if they start showing you ads or stuff like that, that you are going to fall for that targeted marketing and shit like that. So that's why, like, I always, like, when I'm scrolling on Instagram and stuff, I'll just start looking at random shit to fuck up the algorithm. Or when they start asking me for surveys and shit, I won't answer in any way that's helpful to them. I'll be like, oh, neutral, or I'll just skip the ad completely. So, like, just something to be aware of. 1212. The next thing that I wanted to say on that is, if you're a targeted individual, and what I mean by targeted individual is everybody is capable of raising the kingdom of heaven on earth, right? Everybody has the capability, but not everybody is instrumental in raising the kingdom of heaven. What do I mean by that? Is that earth-based souls, a lot of times, like, y'all are here, and you know, it is your job to exist and experience. Right now, the star seeds were specifically sent here to help all of you elevate. And so the thing I talk about all the time is, if you're a star seed, if you're one of these individuals, the devil, the forces of evil, the darkness, are going to assign demons, entities, whatever you want, to try and hinder you. And their main mission, their main goal is just going to be to make your life as difficult as possible, right? To make sure that you do not ascend, to make sure that you do not succeed in life, right? The devil's not going to waste any time on people he doesn't have to, right? If you don't believe in God, that's a party for the devil. If you don't believe in God, why does the devil need to waste any more time on you? The devil already has a massive system in place across earth that is traumatizing and afflicting people with demons. He doesn't need to worry about you now. He's going to take all of his most experienced demons and shit like that, and he's going to start attacking the people that are here to break the system that he created on this earth. And so we talk about targeted individuals. That's why, like, a lot of starseeds, we have the same story, because this shit is happening on a fucking global scale. It is happening everywhere, all across the world. 1414, the devil is targeting God and his warriors, his light workers, his angels, right? And so next we talk about starseeds, right? And your gifts are manifesting physically, right? Like God-given gifts are going to manifest. Spiritual gifts are going to be things that other people can't see or hear, right? Like, I wish that all of you had the abilities that I have. Like, I wish that y'all were able to see into each other's souls and all this stuff. I feel like it would be a lot easier, but I also feel like in the wrong hands that could do evil, right? And so obviously God is going to wait until he knows that he can trust you for things to give you certain gifts. But the other thing that I wanted to say on that is it's like magic rules applies. If you don't believe in magic 15-15, you're never going to be able to use magic. Just like if you have spiritual gifts and you deny that those gifts exist, that you are going to lose them, right? And if you have spiritual gifts, God-given gifts, and you use those for evil, then God can and will take those from you and give those to people that actually deserve them, people that are actually going to help. And so y'all have heard me talk about this before, and I'm gonna like recap it, right? The devil knew, right? The devil always knew God would never leave us alone on this planet. God would never leave us alone on this planet, 1555. And so he is always trying to come back. He is always trying to send his emissaries, his light workers, his angels, whatever you want to call them. He is always trying to send them. And so, like I said, the devil put out a list. Hey, be on the lookout for these characteristics, because 1616, when God's angels come to earth, they're going to be people that can do supernatural things. They're going to be able to see things that you all can't see. They're going to be able to hear things that you all can't see, and all like the clear abilities, right? The ability to see into the future, the past, all that stuff. Clairsentience, clear knowing, all of that stuff, all of it manifests as gifts that only the person that has the gifts can actively be like witnessing, right? I mean, y'all can see me, y'all can tell when I'm channeling, and like God shows me how I look through y'all's eyes sometimes, and I see me like glowing, so I know that y'all know, like y'all can see it, right? But what he did was he categorized a list of these things that would manifest, and he basically was like, if you see these symptoms, this is what we're gonna call it, right? So every starseed, 1717, every starseed, all of God's warriors, if you have the ability to channel, if you have the ability to like see into the future, any of that stuff, if you tell anybody these things, what are they going to think? They're going to think that you have schizophrenia, right? And what do? They medicate and they put you in psychiatric. And a lot of God's angels that came here to help y'all are actually in like psychiatric facilities, or are like heavily medicated to the point where they will never awaken to who they actually are. And so yeah, and so the next thing is medications are not designed to help you in any way. They are actually made to keep you dependent on them and to keep you low vibrational. For most of my life, I would have considered myself as a depressed individual. However, after I went back 1818 and healed all of my trauma, all like anxiety, all depression that I was feeling, all of that stuff vanished without a trace. I cannot tell you, like, since I've dealt with all that, I have not been depressed once. Have I been sitting here and been like, damn, like this sucks? Yeah, damn, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, not saying that I want to leave or anything, but like I don't want to be physically, geographically where I am. Like, yeah, all the time, but never once have I been depressed since all of that happened, right? And so the next thing is that I completely glossed over that with social media. Nothing you see on this device is an accident, right? From maybe I stumbled across your page today and you've never seen me before, but now you're listening to this and you're like, damn, like this is crazy, right? Not crazy like, but like you're like, oh my God, 1919, like I can see, right? And so because God will put things in front of your face for a message. So like if you get like a tarot reading or something, or a video comes across and something inside of you is burning and is like, yo, this is for me, like this person is talking to me, like this is a message for me, chances are God wanted you to see that message. But on the flip side, the devil, the forces of evil, the darkness, whatever, they also will put things across your page to make you do certain things. Or like, for instance, I have at least 4 starseed babies that are ready to come down on this earth. This is what God tells me, Jordan, you have 4 star seeds ready for you to bring them onto this planet, right? And so what do I get ads for all the time? Vasectomies, like randomly on my Spotify. I'll just get a random ad for like a vasectomy 2020, and that's because the enemy wants to plant seeds in your mind with hopes that you will walk the path that they want you to walk, right? And so the other thing that they will do with ads is they will try to target like an ad, shoot an ad at you to try to make you feel a certain kind of way, either to make you feel anxious, to make you feel, so like if you see something that comes across your page and immediately it makes you feel low vibrational, chances are that was a targeted attack, and you should just like scroll past that. I mean, y'all already know the less time you spend on the device, the better, and the less the enemy can actually physically like try to attack you through those means. Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to talk about real quick is trust. I know a lot of people do trust a lot, but I think that everyone should view trust as something that's earned, not given. My entire life before I went through my awakening, and it's absolutely hilarious that this was the scenario that I had come up with to judge whether or not I could trust people. But the simple question for me was, if this person, the person in question, was offered a large amount of money to stab me in the back, would they do it? And if the answer was yes, then I never trusted them. And for 99.99% of people in my life, the answer that I always arrived at, the conclusion that I always arrived at, was yes. There are a few people that it would be a no for, right? And I have met people in the past 2 years that I've only known for like a very minute amount of time that I trust way more than people that I've known most of my life. And that's a fact, right? And so 22, as I'm saying this, the next thing is if you're dealing with people who have not mastered their self, then they can become Agent Smith at any point in time, right? If you're dealing with someone who does not have their darkness mastered, then that darkness can go out of control at any point in time. So, like God physically tells me who I can trust on a daily basis. So like I have people that I work with every single day. Every single day, God is reevaluating and telling me, oh, you can trust this person. You can't trust this person. You can trust this person. And it will change, right? So because what happens is somebody could be in some good energy, right? And then all of a sudden you could do something that makes someone jealous of you. And now they're in devil energy. Now you cannot trust this person anymore because now their darkness has taken control. And now they're on the flip side, right? Just things to be watching out for. 23. And so the next thing that I wanted to say is, and this is going to be about vibration, I am going to put the chart up here, is that your vibration will determine your like outside reality, because everybody projects their reality from within. This is like, I feel like most people know this, right? 2345. And so what I like to think of is Earth as like a giant gaming ground and everybody wearing virtual reality goggles. And depending on your vibration is going to be how your game is played, right? And so if you're at the very bottom, if you're in the shame, the guilt, the fear and anxiety, your reality is going to suck. Your reality is going to be trash. And you are constantly going to feel like you are being attacked, like you are being threatened, like all of that kind of stuff. When you are high vibration, you couldn't have a care in the world because your soul is coming through 24/24 and you are at peace. You're like, I'm living life. God is good. Like, you know, I have nothing to worry about. And so that's why you see all the time when people at different vibrational levels interact, the person with a lower vibration is always going to feel like they are personally being attacked. And the person with the higher vibration is always going to be looking at them like, damn, like they have some healing to do, or like stuff like that. It's like, what I say, like in a high vibrational society, everybody can voice opinions. Even people can disagree, but nobody's ever going to get offended, and nobody's ever going to like use violence like through this, right? And that's the thing. Like if something that comes out of somebody's mouth offends you, that is a you problem. That is not a them problem. It doesn't matter what the fuck they said. Right? 25/25 as I'm saying this. If somebody says something and it offends you, that is your fucking problem. That means that something inside of you is being triggered by whatever they said. And that means you need to go inside you and heal whatever that is, so that the next time you hear something like that, it has no effect on you. That is what that means. Right? Every time something is triggering you, that is your body, that is your soul telling you that something inside of you needs to be dealt with. It needs to be healed. I know a lot of people aren't gonna like that, but that's the truth of it. That's the facts. Because I hear stuff all the time, right? And I look and I'm like, damn, low vibrational Jordan would have fucking snapped. Low vibrational Jordan would have been pissed off. But now me, high vibrational Jordan, I'm just like, fuck it. Like, it doesn't even bother. It just flies off. I'm just like, yeah, people are talking. Like, and then that's the other thing. The higher the vibration you get, the more you won't take anything personally, because you know that everybody is just living according to their circumstances, right? And like everybody, you know, everybody has everything going on. We're all here stuck in the same shitty place. So why not make the best of it, right? Honestly, I think that's all for today. I think that's all for this video. I'm actually vibing with how this one turned out. So much love to everybody as always, and I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend.